भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते। We saw last time that this creation speaks for its cause. There seems that there is a cause for everything. The whole creation is nothing but cause-effect. There is always a cause, there is always effect. The sustenance of the creation, or some creation, some part, some new plant coming or something, some creation within the creation, and some dissolution within the creation is nothing but cause-effect relationship. This section talks about what is cause-effect. To know the cause of the world, Shastra is a pramana, is a means of knowledge. And Shastra says that Brahman is a cause. We saw it. What type of cause? How it can be cause? As we discussed, for anything to come into existence, you require knowledge. Creation presupposes the knowledge. To build a house, you need a knowledge, architect and structural engineer. To make a roti, you need knowledge. Knowledge is called intelligent cause, and there is another cause called material cause. By mere knowledge, you do not create the thing. To actualize the creation, not by knowledge, you visualize the creation. But to actualize that creation, you need a material. To build a building, you need cement and bricks and steel and etc. Then it is actualized. Or to make a roti, one may have a knowledge, but you need flour. You need some material through which you can create. So two causes are required. Intelligent cause, technically called as nimitta karanam, and second is material cause called upadana karanam. What could be the nature of nimitta karanam with reference to the creation of this entire world? That is, that the nimitta karanam should be all-knowing, sarvagna, sarvashaktiman. Now the question comes, where is the creator? This question comes because we don't look into the second cause called as upadana karanam. The material cause pervades the very creation. Like if the gold is a material cause for the ornaments, gold pervades all the ornaments. Wood is a material cause for the furniture, it pervades all the furniture. So, where is the material cause? The answer is, where is not. Similarly here, the Brahman or the Vastu, the cause of the creation, the material cause is all pervasive. To know the cause of Jagat, Shastra is a pramana. Shastra makes a statement that Brahman is the cause. That Brahman, how can it be cause of this creation? It is material cause as well as intelligent cause. What type of material cause? That is where Maya comes in. Two problems. If it were a parinami material cause which modifies to become something, like clay is modified to become a pot to some extent, cotton modifies to become a piece of cloth. So if you burn the cloth, cotton also gets burned. If you destroy the furniture, the wood also gets destroyed. Similarly, if Brahman is the cause of creation, so if the destruction takes place, Brahman gets destroyed. Then Shruti gives an example and explains to us how it can be. How can one non-dual thing can be cause of many? How can one create which is formless, which is attributeless, can create something which is full of forms and attributes? Non-dual becoming dual, formless having forms, attributeless ashabdam asparsham arupam arasam agandhavacchiyat. Shruti says that no attributes has created something with attributes. What kind of creation it is? It is called as vivarta upada. Meaning thereby we have a beautiful example to explain, like my dream. I, non-dual, becomes many. I may not have those attributes, but I become that. In my dream, I am the material cause. I am the one who is created the dream, the sun, the moon, everything is out of me. And though I am not a sun, I don't have heat and energy, so that I become that, but I become the source of energy. I don't have any power, I become the source of power. Certain attributes are not there, certain forms are not there. I'm not an elephant, but I become elephant. I create dream. How? By my special power. I have some Shakti, power to manifest, to create as, and that power is called Maya. Okay? That Shakti is called Prakriti. Prakriti means Prakarshena Kriti Yogyatva. There is difference between the example of dream and this creation. Dream doesn't have much of an order, though there is an order in terms of vasanas, but it doesn't function in orderly manner. Sometimes you yourself are surprised, how come I dreamt like this? How it is possible? But that all you can see in the dream. Whereas there is, as I said, there is a cause for everything and there is the effect for everything in this creation. That means there is very orderly creation. Prakarshena kritihi. Kritihi means that something which is created, well created. The power to have a beautiful creation. Very nice creation. Shankaracharya ji writes in Kenopanishad Bhashya, what a creation. The artist, greatest of the artists cannot imagine that is made out of. Like just one example, he goes, long paragraph he writes. Every day evening, you have a different ceiling, different color schemes, different look, and every day new things are created. What an artist. So that power to create, that is Maya. It is called Maya, which actually is not there. Therefore it is said Brahmashraya. That Shakti or the power of the Brahman, power to create, power to sustain, that power to dissolve, that is called Maya. Why it is and what it is? Maya is Brahmashraya. It is not independent reality. If it were independent reality, there would become two things, Brahman and Maya. It is Brahmashraya. It is not parallel reality. It has a being, its existence in Brahman. Like my power to create the dream has its being in myself. It is that power is not independent. It exists in me. It is created. I am the basis. I am the ashraya for that power. So also Brahman is the ashraya of this Maya. That Maya is not separate, at the same time not stuck all the time. My power to create is not stuck to me all the time. Otherwise, I live in imagined world. Some people always live like that. I don't live like that. There is ashraya, it is with me, at the same time, it is separate from me. Since it is ashraya, it is existence in Brahman, existence is borrowed from Brahman. Like that power to create, I create the dream world, that power, that Shakti borrows its existence from me, not from someone else. And that which exists, that which is because of something else, is called mithya. Understand? Mithya is not an object. Like there is a pen, there is a tumbler, there is a table, there is a book, there is an iPad, there is an object. There is a word and corresponding object. For the word mithya, there is no object. Mithya reveals the reality of the vastu. An ornament, chain, we call mithya. For a want of proper understanding, they translate as illusion and delusion and etc. No, it is not illusion. Chain is, we accept it. That is what you need. If you want to wear something on the neck, you can't hang the biscuits and you can't hang some piece of gold. You need a chain. When we say chain is mithya, I am not denying the existence of the chain. I am not saying it is illusion or delusion. No, I am just saying reality of the chain means its existence, its easiness. When I say chain, ease, that easiness belongs to gold. Bengal is, that easiness of the Bengal belongs to gold. So also the capacity to create Prakriti is, that Prakriti, its existence is borrowed from Brahman. Therefore, it is mithya. Understand? What is mithya? That which has a borrowed existence. That means it is not always there on its own. Chain has a borrowed existence. Tomorrow chain may not be, because you may break it and make bangle out of it. But what gives, what lends existence is Satyam. One borrows existence is mithya. Chain is mithya because it is borrowed, and the mithya is anityam. Anything anityam is mithya, and that which is nityam is satyam. Gold is satyam. Satyam means it has its own reality. It exists on its own. It doesn't need to borrow existence. If the chain is, gold is. Chain is not, gold is. This is called Anvaya Vyatireka. Anvaya means one is, other is. Vyatireka means one is not, still other is. Or either way. Gold is, therefore chain is. Gold is not, chain is not. Gold is Satyam. Satyam means which is always there. Mithya is anityam because it has borrowed existence. And anything that borrows existence is mithya. So that Maya is called mithya. So the creation is, I don't say is a dream, but like dream. When I say like dream, only two aspects are applicable of the dream. Don't imagine like dream means when I wake up, I don't see dream. And so when you wake, when you have knowledge, you don't see the world. And then after the class, you go out, pick up a good chappal and say, I don't see the world. I see everything Brahman and I picked up the chappal. Doesn't work that way. So the dream example is given to convey only 2 points. One becomes many. Non-dual becomes dual. Free from attributes assumes attributes. That is one point. And secondly, I, who creates the dream because of my some indefinable power. You cannot categorize what power do I have. I create the world. The capacity to create, so also the creator's capacity, Shakti to create is called Prakriti or Maya. That's all. Now one more step. Being a material cause, I pervade the dream. Dream is created out of myself. Dream cannot exist away from me. And if I put it another way, dream is nothing but manifestation of my knowledge. My knowledge only becomes car. My knowledge is only the road. My knowledge is only this other vehicle or gas or something, So knowledgeable I is everything. Everything is manifestation of knowledge. So also this entire creation, like dream, is nothing but manifestation of one Ishvara. Being one Ishvara, the creation, that the dream not being separate from me, so also the entire creation is not separate from Ishvara. Therefore, if you understand Ishvara, which is Vedic Ishvara, you understand the Jagat. What is Jagat? Non-separate from Ishvara. Therefore, it is said, Ishavasyam idam. We think it is separate. When I say separate from not separate from Jagat, just as whole dream world is not separate from me, the Jagat includes me also. We saw earlier, Ishvara is Sarvagna, and the Sarvagna is the Upadan Karanam of the Jagat, all-knowing. Prajnanam Brahman is Jagat. There is nothing inert in the Jagat. Please understand. In the dream world, I see the difference. There are sentient and inert vastus. So also in this world, you find few inert things, this table and the iPad and the electricity and chair, etc. But there is nothing inert. We will see later on. It is not inert. There is no medium to manifest sentience, to medium to express the consciousness. It is always there. Anyway, so we understand that the same conscious being manifest as a dream is knowledge. So also the all-knowing Ishvara is manifesting as Jagat. Therefore, we don't look upon sun, moon, fire, rivers, mountains as just inert objects. Last time I told you, when Jagat is manifestation of Ishvara, we don't look upon Jagat as bhogya. It is not for my consumption. For us, Jagat is Pujya. It is knowledge, Sarvagna. Sun is his manifestation. Moon is his manifestation. Mountains are his manifestation. Rivers, etc. When we worship sun, we are not worshipping an inert object, sun. We are not worshipping a phenomenon called sun, but through phenomenon, we worship Ishvara, who is manifesting in this phenomenon, as this phenomenon, who is expressing himself or herself as that. every form becomes symbol to worship Ishvara. Because it is his or manifest. You can invoke him in a particular aspect. You can invoke him in a particular form. You can invoke him in a particular natural expression, power of nature, because no form is separate from Ishvara. Just as with reference to this body, nothing is separate from Ishvara. So if someone wants to express respect for me, you see, in our culture there are varieties way people express respect. Varieties way they invoke Swamiji, bless us, my blessings, by worshipping them or by respecting. How somebody touches my toes, thumb only, and does puja there. Somebody washes my feet. And if you go to in Saurashtra villages, when you're sitting folded legs on a dais, they will come and massage your thigh muscles. Just like that, they will do. It's a respect. Someone can just offer me garland. He is expressing here. Someone can give me a flower, expressing in the hands. Someone can do this. They are invoking me through forehead. Other fellow invoke me through garland. Other fellow invoke me through my toes. Someone in a traditional way will put flowers. And I have seen traditions where they do chandanam in the palm. Some of them do chandanam on the thumb. So, no part is separate from me. No form is separate from the Ishvara. Since nothing is separate, we can severally see all the forms as manifestation of one Ishvara. And we can also worship him severally. This is called Devatas. Understand? The concept of deities, that manifestations, non-being separate, all the phenomena is Gnanam, Ishvara, that all I dream is my manifestation. So all the phenomena are his manifestations. So we can understand what Devata is. And therefore, what in United Nations, what Swamiji said in that Peace Summit, Millennium Peace Summit, all the religious leaders came along and said, we believe in one God, we believe in one God. Swamiji said, we don't say we believe in one God, we say there is only God. That is based on this vision. There is not one God, there is only God. And that is why for Hindu, all the forms of worships are validated. Therefore, they say, sab saman hai. All dharmas are same. There is respect because we look upon every form as non-separate from Ishvara, and therefore we have reverence to all the forms of worship. We can validate. A Hindu can go to mosque and do puja. Hindu can go to church and do puja. Hindu can go to synagogue and feel. Puja means feel Ishvara there. Because every form is this. When you say only one God, then all other forms are non-gods. Therefore it is difficult. And therefore there is a thinking, only one God and that is the God. Other gods are not gods. Therefore let us destroy them. How can this sentence is contradictory? I say there is only one God and other gods are not gods. When you say there is only one God, where is other gods? Why are you destroying that? I don't understand. Why are you denigrating that? So, abhinnanupadana karanatvat, he is he as well as she. Now, just little more. When we look at the dream, I am nimitta karanam, my knowledge only manifests as a dream bird, but that manifestation became possible because of my creative power, that Shakti. What that Shakti, we may call it as a Prakriti. So, it is that Prakriti which is Upadana Karanam, and I, with the knowledge, is Nimitta Karanam. That is why all our Bhagavan are married. Their wives symbolizes the Upadana. That is Prakriti. But just as I said, Prakriti is what? That Vakya, Brahma Shraya Maya Asti. Maya has its Ashraya, its existence. It exists in Brahman. It borrows its existence from Brahman. That means it cannot exist without, like even an ornament, chain is that easiness of the chain, that existence of the chain is borrowed from the gold. When the gold is removed, chain doesn't exist. That's why we see the stories in Puranas. Lakshmi ji telling, I cannot live or survive without Bhagavan Vishnu. Therefore, in Shiv Purana, we say Durga ji or Parvati, when she comes in the form of Himavana Putri, I cannot remain separate from him. Barno, Sambhav, Nautarav, Kumari, etc., etc. That means he is my Satta Pradata. He is my Spurti Pradata. That means that that creative power exists because of me, and the capacity to create in that is also as though make it work, as though I enliven that power, as though I empower that power to create, and it creates Satta Spurti Pradata. So all our Devis will say, I cannot live without my power. And I was looking for him, and then they will be telling in Purana, and then they say, then all Kathagaras also say, when the Samudra Manthanam, churning of the ocean took place, and then so many things came out, and one of them was Lakshmi ji came out, and she was looking for her husband, and none other than Vishnu. And she got married to Vishnu. It is not marriage like Tom and Martha marrying or Raman and Kanti marrying. That marrying, and then they say they were always united. They are never separate because Lakshmi ji cannot live without Vishnu. That means it doesn't have Prakriti, doesn't have existence without the Vastu. That's all the message is. And they were united only for the sake of Leela. She got separated. That is nothing separation. Like my Shakti to create the dream gets separated when I am awake. And when I sleep and I start dreaming, that comes back to me as though. But at the same time, I am not stuck with the Shakti. I can live without my creative power, but creative power cannot create the dream without me. So also, Narayana or Shiva can be without his Lakshmi ji or with Durga ji, but she cannot be. It is not, there is nothing sex involved here. There is a sex discrimination. There is no sex. Because Bhagavan is male and female. He is both. Where is the question of sex? It symbolicizes Upadana Karanam, and that Lord is symbolized as Nimitta Karanam. Swe Mahimni is a Nimitta Karanam. Now the teacher talks about the creative process with that Prakriti. How did he created this? Therefore, this Vakya is there. Atha Chaturvimshati Tattvabodha Prakaram Bhaksham. Now we shall explain the process of evolution of 24 tattvas, 24 elements. In other words, the whole entire creation is categorized in 24 categories. Or the entire creation is reduced to three categories. Maya is a upadana karanam. And what is Maya? Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunatmika Maya. The Prakriti has three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So you can categorize the whole world into three categories, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, or you can have some 24. Please understand one more thing here. Whenever Shastra talks of evolution of creation, there are different statements. That doesn't mean that this Upanishad and this Upanishad differ in the process of evolution. The purport, the purpose of talking about the evolution is not to tell that there is a creation. The purpose is whatever is non-separate from Brahma. When I describe you how my dream came about, what is my dream, I am not giving existence or reality to the dream. I am just trying to unfold that whatever the dream is non-separate from me. So Shastra can adopt any model. Okay? What is talked this way or that way or other way, it is irrelevant. Then by looking at those statements, you say there are differences in the Upanishad. English scholars have written. That's not true. Upanishad's purport or the objective of talking about the creation is not to tell how, to tell what it is. When I said to you, to understand Jagat, you need to understand Ishvara. When you understand Ishvara, you understand Jagat. That is Ishavasya. That is a Tatparya. Here, it takes that 24 main elements, 24, you can say, factors, which is an adequate model to explain the whole creation. Okay? And last time I said, the nature of the creation reveals the nature of creative power. We see here the Gnana Shakti, capacity of creative knowledge. We see in this world Kriya Shakti, and we see in this world Jada Shakti. That means there is a Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So Maya has threefold power: Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Gunatmika. That is its Swarupa. These three guna is Atma. That's a Swarupa. Nature of the Maya. It is not three qualities of guna. Here is not in the sense of qualities. Therefore, there is a guna Atmika of the nature of this. So, the Maya, which is of the nature of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. The creation is this manifestation. As I said, that creative power is the material cause. How? When blessed by Brahman. My creative power is the material cause to create dream. Only when I bless it. It borrows the existence from me, it borrows sentiency from me, and the capacity to create is borrowed from me. So ultimately I am the cause, but still you can say Maya is Upadana Karanam. So also that is Maya is Upadana. How it creates, they look at the next Vakyas. Then it's just a process, creative process talked about over here. Look at the Vakyas thereafter. The teacher says, Tataha Akasha Sambhutaha. Then he says, Akashad Vayuhu, Vayo Agnihi, Agne Rapaha, Vayo Tejaha, Tejasaha Apaha, Adbyaha Prithvi. Those 5 sentences. Tataha, from that, Akasha Sambhutaha, then Akasha is born, Akasha is created, Akashad Vayu. The Vayu is created from Akasha. Vayoho Tejaha. From Vayu, the Tejaha, means the fire is created. Tejasaha Apaha. From fire, the water is created. And then Adbhya, from water, Prithvi. From water, Prithvi is created. Okay? Please understand this. When I say, this Maya Shakti, through which Brahman as though creates the world. Though we use the word creation, the right word should be manifest as the world. There is no modification. Appears as the word. I create the dream means I appear as the dream. I manifest as the dream. I become not really becoming. Without becoming many, I as though become. And what is this Maya? I told you, Mithya. That which borrows its existence from Brahman. Same Brahman which is formless, which is attributeless, which is non-dual, that he has some achintya, uncategorizable power. Just as I have some some undefinable power to create the dream, so also that power is there. With Maya, it as though becomes the creator. But understand. And that Brahman with Maya is called as Saguna Brahman. But which Maya? Which is Mithya. So you can't explain mathematically by saying Brahman plus Maya, and there is Brahman only. It is like saying, Pujya Swamiji's good old story, 1 ton of gold and 100,000 ornaments. He had some story. He went to some fellow, some person to inaugurate his gold ornament shop, jewelry shop, and he had a chain of shops. And he said, I'm starting with 1 ton of gold, investing so much of money. And I have made 100,000 ornaments. They are all across US. He was so happy, overjoyed, that out of love and respect and reverence for Swamiji, he said, Swamiji, just take anything. I said, okay, I don't want. No, just at least take one thing. One thing. And then Swami said, I take one. What? Gold. He took the gold. And one gold plus 100,000 ornaments is what? Understand? So one Brahman plus Maya is only just to understand. We, with reference to creation, we call Brahman plus mind out with Maya, Maya Upahita Chaitanya as Saguna Brahman. Having said no, people fight. Which Brahman is better, Swami? Saguna or Nirguna? I believe only in Saguna Brahma. Vedanta believes in Nirguna Brahma. There is no Nirguna, no Saguna. We call it Nirguna with reference to Gunas. And we call it Saguna with reference to Gunas. It doesn't belong to Brahman. Gunas belong to Maya, which is Mithya. So the status of being Saguna is equally Mithya. The status of being Nirguna is also Mithya. Just as I gain the status of the dream creator is Mithya. It is with reference to that dream which is Mithya. I become creator, I become sustainer, I become dissolver. It's Mithya. It's really, I am not there in reality. So please understand that Saguna, Nirguna business is one only. There is nothing superior, inferior. There is nothing other. There are two Brahmans. And some fellows are so, what do I say? I have no word for them. They talk so immaturely, not understanding Shastra, some of the Sampradaya. They say the Vedantic Brahman is very low Brahman. And above there are 5 Brahmans. And our Brahman, Paramatma, their own, that Ishta Devata, whatever is the ultimate Brahman. Then in between that second number, that so and so disciple is second number Brahman. In Vedantin, Brahman is fourth number or fifth number Brahman. And Shankaracharya saying Aham Brahmasmi is much below. Brahman means limitless. It is, if you just understand little arithmetic, 6th grade, 7th grade arithmetic, you understand the fallaciousness of these statements. My infinity is ultimate infinity and your infinity is less. Infinity plus infinity is not to infinity, it is infinity. Infinity multiplied by infinity is not infinity square, it is infinity. Not understand this. And they make stories, and there are people who believe in them also. Anyway, it is, we just pray for them. Sabko sanmati de Bhagavan. Second half, I don't agree, Ishwar Allah. I mean, it is true, but I don't want to say that. Anyway, so the same Brahman with, therefore Maya is called Upadhi. Okay, we'll see. We have seen that word Upadhi earlier. Something which is there, which really don't bring about intrinsic change in the vastu, still appears. That is Upadhi. My creative power to create dream is Upadhi, which intrinsically doesn't change me, but still makes an appearance of change. That is Upadhi. So Maya is a Upadhi of Brahman, and Brahman endowed with Maya Upadhi, or when he has invoked this Maya, we call him as a Ishvara or Saguna. Now, the Shruti says, then, so Panchamahabhutas, what we call 5 elements, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jalaha and Prithvi, they are all Karya or product of Brahman. Which Brahman? Endowed with Maya. Invoke Maya. Brahma, Maya Karyam Jagat. It is born out of Jagat. And please understand this. Karya, the product, is always non-separate from its cause, material cause. Table can be separate, can be away from the carpenter who made it, intelligent cause. But table can never be away from its material cause, namely the wood. So when this Srishti Prakriya is given, so when it is said, the first Maya Karyam is Akasha, that means Akasha is not separate from Brahman. Even if created out of Maya, when the Maya is Trigunatmika, Akasha created out of Maya has 3 gunas. But Maya doesn't exist without Brahman. Maya is not separate from Brahman. So also Akasha is not separate from Brahman. It not being separate from Brahman, it is Brahman. And therefore, so Akasha is manifestation, expression of Brahman. Therefore, in our culture, Akasha is worshipped, Vayu is worshipped, Akasha Lingam is Chidambaram. Chidambaram, the Diksar, Chidambaram, and that whole famous temple, when you go there, there is one dark room with a black curtain and the golden Bilva Mala, Bilva leaves made out of gold, is stringed together, and there is a mala hanging in a dark room. And there's a Chidambaram Rahasya. There is no, you don't see anything. We are used to see the forms. We are used to see the Ishvara. And you don't see anything, but mala is hanging on a curtain. And they say, what is this? Where is Bhagavan? Well, that is Chidambaram Rahasya. Chidambaram Rahasyam is that Akasha Lingam. That Akasha, which is non-separate from Brahmashraya Maya, and the Maya is non-separate from Brahman. It is Ashraya and Brahman. Therefore, Akasha is Ashraya Brahman. Akasha is manifestation of Brahman. Therefore, Akasha is worshipped. In Chidambaram. There is a temple, Kalahasti, on way to Tirupati. Just a little away from Tirupati, 40-50 kilometers. There, Lingam is worshipped as Vayu. Temple. There is a famous temple. If you have Rahu Ketu problem, they do puja there. Or anybody having Rahu Ketu issues, they go there and do pujas. So, there is a Kalahasti Bhagavan. So many lamps. Especially in a typical structure in south of India, you go in, and it is the inside sanctorium. The Garbhagriha is too much inside. And then it is almost devoid of any kind of air circulation. Forget about the wind flow. There, it is practically no wind. So all the flames of all other lamps are steady. But one which is there on the lingam, it keeps flickering. So there is a Vayu Rupeda. So Ishvara is looked upon as Vayu. Aspect, phenomenon, is non-separate from Ishvara. Therefore, I can invoke Ishvara in Vayu. This hand is non-separate from me. Somebody can invoke my blessings in hand by doing namaskar. Feet is not separate from me. They can invoke. So Vayu being non-separate from Ishvara, we invoke Ishvara in Vayu. We invoke Ishvara by invoking Vayu separately. Therefore, we have this mantra also. Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami. I shall call you Pratyaksham Brahma. Rutam Vadishyami, etc. mantras. So, product is not separate from its Upadana Karanam. That is Brahman endowed with Maya. That is Ishvara. And therefore Akash is not separate from Ishvara. Therefore Akash becomes an object of worship. Vayu also is not separate from Ishvara. That is object of worship. So Brahman endowed with the Maya Shakti created Akasha. Means what? That Avadana Karanatvat, Akasha is not separate. In other words, Brahman manifested as Vayu, manifested as Agni, as Jalam, water, as fire, as Prithvi, the Mother Earth. So, all of them, those Shruti says this is born from this is born from this, it only means the Brahman appears like this. For example, this fellow, this had 50 ornaments and made out of one biscuit. Biscuit is a technical word, not Parle biscuit or glucose biscuit or Britannia biscuits. It was a gold biscuit. Then there is a krama. First he took this thick biscuit and made a big roll, thick roll out of it, and cut the roll into 5 pieces. And from each pieces he created 10 different ornaments, cut the roll into 10 pieces, and this 10 chains and 10 rings and 10 bangles and 10 earrings, etc. he created. But then the bangles have this design, chain has this design difference. What is the meaning? The same biscuit. Go one step ahead, not the biscuit. Same gold appeared as biscuit. Same gold appeared as rods. Same gold appeared as cutted small cylinders. And same gold appears as chains. The Tatparya purport of this description is not this is how I made. The purport is there was gold, now also gold, and later on also nothing separate from it. That is the purport. So also here, from Brahman, Akasha came. Product is not separate from Upadana Karanam, Maya. And Maya has Ashraya in Brahman. So Akasha has Ashraya in Brahman. That which is Ashrita is non-separate from Ashraya Data. So Akasha is not separate from. So also Vayu. So also Agni. Though they say born, it is manifest. Gold was born as biscuit, then born as rod. From biscuit, the rod was born. From the rod, the small rods were born. From the small rod, this was born. Same gold kept on appearing in different forms. What is born is form and name, and this is not real. Vacharambanam vikaro namadayam. There is not real, and there are no separate. Okay? Just understand, there is an order. Akash, Vayu, Agni, Prithvi, Jalam. When Shruti has given this order, Taittiriya Upanishad Vakya, Tasmad va etasmad atmana akasha sambhutaha akashad vayu vayo raknihi. That is the purpose behind. Why then? If you look at the gross forms, if you analyze the gross forms, you will see, or you can know, that Akasha doesn't have any touch, doesn't have any test. Akasha doesn't have anything. And so also, so it doesn't have sparsha, rupa, rasa, and gandha. These four are missing. But being an element, it has a distinctive quality. What? Words. Shabda. Akasha is Shabda Guna. Its guna quality is words. So it has no touch. It has no test. You cannot see the form. But then you can feel the Akasha. You can know it. And that Akasha is Shabda Gunakam. Then from Akasha came Vayu. That means one more guna got manifest. Vayu has a touch, sparsh. Akasha has no touch. Here the space is cold. There the space is hot. Space is neither cold. Vayu is cold. Vayu is hot. We think the smell is Vayu. No. It is a carrier but drops it. But primary quality of Vayu is touch. Third is Agni. Agni has a form. Akasha doesn't have a form. Vayu also doesn't have a form. Therefore, in our tradition, we worship Agni. The first manifested form. We offer oblations. Not only that, we offer oblations and worship. When we do puja, first thing is we light the lamp. And if you worship the lamp, light, it is that good at worshipping the God. Therefore, some people call it, they keep it Akhanda Deepaha for 9 days, for 15 days. Whatever, the Shuddha. That means that is the first form I will worship. Agni Rapaha, water as a test, and then Akadbyaha Prithvi, Prithvi as a gandha. We will see all this discussion about how they are created, what they are created. There is a discussion regarding the creation of gross world as well as subtle world. The 24 tattvas, it's a model. It's all inclusive. When you have the division 24 things, it includes everything. And then the teacher goes to say, whatever is not separate from him. All tattvam. So 24 are not separate from each other. That discussion we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om.